Hey folks, Alan Mandic, the Hot Rod Hippie here. Today we're going to do a product review. We're taking a look at the GearWrench wing light under hood light setup. So let's check it out. You going to help me with this? Are you going to help with the product review? Your sister already helped with the intro. Nope, you're out of here. Now personally, I first got to see this light at SEMA 2019. They had it on display on one of the cars there, demonstrating the light in its different operations, different angles and setups you could use it in. Let's go ahead and break down the specifications of this thing. I'll tell you what I actually used it for and tell you what I actually think about it. Now they call this the wing light because it can fold out into this wing fashion. You can flap it around if you want to, though that doesn't really serve a purpose, but it does allow you to angle these ends for different flood applications, so you can shine the light in different ways. There are 4 different LED setups on this thing. You have 2 COB LEDs for the 500 lumen or 1000 lumen floodlight setup that this has, and then you can fold it up into a more flashlight orientation with 2 LEDs on the end, which has a 400 lumen output. There's a flush rubber button on the back of here that is nice and tactile, easy to push to go ahead and turn this thing on between its various modes. There is just the one button, so when you want to use either the high or low flood function or the flashlight function, you have to use that one button to cycle through the different settings that you want. This light has a maximum 4-hour battery life on the lowest power output setting, with a 2.5-hour on the high 1000 lumen light setting. And I did find those numbers to be pretty accurate in my real world testing. When it gets down and starts to die and the battery gets real low, it actually flashes the light, which can be quite distracting if you're in the middle of something. The first time it did it to me while I was using this thing, I was going to strike an arc on a welder and I thought the welder actually screwed up the light somehow. I got really confused until I figured out that the battery was dead on it. Along with the flood and flashlight function, it's also really handy to be able to use that flashlight function while it's still hanging on the bracket or hanging off of the hook or magnets on the end, just to be more of a spotlight. So you can go ahead and shine a direct focus light on what you're trying to work on. Underneath this little rubber flap back here is a USB-C charge port on there. It is nice that they have that rubber flap so you can go ahead and use this thing, not have to worry about maybe it getting a little wet, getting some coolant on it, something like that. It is IP54 rated for dust and water intrusion. Along with that USB-C charging, actually this does come with a charger. Now you may say, well, that's not that big of a deal. Everything should come with a charger. A lot of things nowadays I'm finding they come with a charging cable, but not an actual charger itself. This comes with a plug-in 110 volt wall charger that has a built-in USB-C charge cable for it. Next to the charge port is a GW logo, the GearWrench logo. That is actually an indicator light. It will light up red while charging and then green once fully charged, but it doesn't give a battery level indication or anything like that. Now the version that they sent me here did come with this underhood bracket. The underhood bracket is a really nice heavy duty extendable bracket that you can use to hook onto the edges of a hood. It has these nice soft rubber overmolded metal ends on it that will hook onto the hood without worrying about scratching or marking it up while you're using this. And the ends actually pivot and angle themselves, so you can actually angle the entire bar to again add adjustability to where you're shining a light on things. Now as far as price is concerned, this is a fairly new product, so I haven't been able to find it from many sources. The best price I was able to find was on Amazon. It's like $105 with shipping. It doesn't qualify for free Prime shipping on this one. That was just for the light. For the light with the underhood bar, I found it on eBay for $139.99. Honestly, for the extra $30, I can't see myself not picking up this underhood bar. It is an excellent quality piece. I could really see using this for clamping other lights too, or hanging things off of. It's honestly, truly the best underhood bar that I have seen with any underhood light that I have used. Now, as I am primarily a fabricator doing custom cars and auto restoration nowadays, I wasn't using this as an underhood light that much. What I actually was using this for on a regular basis was an interior light. That's what I primarily use an underhood light for. Even in a really well-lit shop, the interior of a car is going to be dark because of the doors, the body, the roof. The light's not going to just get through the roof of the car, so you need some type of light source inside while working on projects. That's where this thing really comes in handy. I was loving the ability of this thing to go ahead and angle and kind of focus while still using the flood function and get the light where I wanted it to be. Working with this underhood bracket was so easy. I've had numerous underhood lights. I have like 4 of them at this point, and this was the easiest one to actually install that I've had because the hooks just stay where they want to stay. My snap-on one that I most commonly used before, which is a plug-in fluorescent light, the underhood bracket, the actual tube extending bracket on that, is awful. That's a $200 light And the hooks on it, while they work, they're really floppy. So if I just try and reach out and hook onto the other side of a car from, say, the driver's side to the passenger side, I can't do it. The hook will flop down and it'll get out of my way. I have to kind of reach over, hook on that hook, and then come back over to the side that I started with. This thing, it stays right where I want it. I hook it on there. If I want to angle it, I can go ahead and angle it once I get it hooked on there. That is so handy and so useful. Overall, this thing is a quality constructed light and everything about it has worked really well for me, but I have a few gripes about it. Personally, I don't think any product review is complete unless you have some complaints. I have some complaints about this thing. I should absolutely note, as I've said multiple times now, none of my complaints are with this underhood bracket. This thing is my favorite underhood bracket I've used with anything. I have said that already, but it bears repeating. This thing is excellent. All of my problems come down to this light itself. And they're minor gripes, believe me. First complaint I have is battery life on this thing. Now, don't get me wrong, this is pretty standard for other lights that I have worked with in recent history, but I feel all of these rechargeable LED lights, they need to step it up when it comes to the battery life. I understand running a light continuously is a big draw, and that's going to be the case. But there's gotta be some way to increase the battery life on this thing. Like personally, this bracket is excellent. I don't see why they couldn't have like a couple of batteries built onto this bracket and a little short cord that plugged into this light as a supplemental battery setup. GearWrench, if you're listening, think about something like that. The next thing that I didn't entirely love about this thing is actually the hanging hook on here. And the reason I didn't love this was the actual pivot point of it. It feels pretty good and strong and it mostly holds it where you want, except once in a while when it doesn't. Currently I have it flat here. If I stick it to this shelf over here, it should be 90 degrees off the shelf. It doesn't stay like that. Now that's only when it's in the flashlight function or primarily when it's in the flashlight function. If I fold it out into the floodlight version, it's strong enough because it doesn't have the leverage any longer to pull that down. There is a hex in there, a hex screw I could probably tighten, but it already feels plenty tight to me. It doesn't feel loose for the most part. So I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried that if I tighten it, I'll damage things. So I don't want to go doing that just yet. The single biggest thing I didn't love about this thing is the button that actually controls the lights themselves. If I push it once, I get the flashlight function on the end of there. If I push it again, I get the low light on the floodlight. Push it again, I get the high light on the floodlight. Here's the thing about that though. That's what it's supposed to do. I found that it was kind of finicky about what it actually did. If I left it on the high floodlight for a long period of time, and then I turned it off, the next time I hit the button, it would actually just go right back to the high floodlight, which is kind of nice. It goes back to the same setting that I was just previously using. But what if I actually wanted the flashlight then? Well, then I gotta hit the button again, it turns off. Then I hit the button again, it goes to the flashlight. It was kind of inconsistent about what the button actually did. I would prefer it if that button just consistently always did the exact same thing, and I actually found that to not be the case. Generally though, I am not a fan of those cycle through the different setting lights. Like right now, see, I'm on, there it is. See, I just pushed the button once, it should have given me the flashlight, but instead it gave me the low light there inside the low floodlight. That's not what I wanted. Now, it turned off, it didn't go to the high light. Hit it again, I'm back to the low floodlight. Turn it, oh, now I'm on the high floodlight in there. Hit it again, I should get the flashlight this time, I think. Now I've got the flashlight. You see what I'm talking about there? It's a little finicky because I stayed on that low floodlight long enough to talk to you folks. It caught that as the memory of what it wanted to set it to. It's kind of confusing. That's a little irritating. I really, really wish this had separate buttons for the different functions that it has. Overall, I'm really liking this light. The color output of it is excellent. I'm not changing camera settings here. That's on, I believe, the high setting right now. Let's go low setting, high setting. I mean, that's pretty darn bright. The camera's blown out right now on the highlight areas there. Now, overall, I don't want those complaints to stand out here. I really like this light. I'm liking everything about it. The construction feels really good. The light output is, let's get it, there we go. The flashlight works excellent. I used this flashlight numerous times. I kept taking this out to the parts area at the shop I work out and used the floodlight function. When I was looking for parts on the shelves, I could go ahead and hook it onto one of the shelves and I could be working, digging through boxes. It was so handy in that regard. Overall, I really feel like this thing is a good quality product. If you get used to the way the buttons work, the overall function of the thing, it really is a pretty darn good light. Combine it with its underhood bracket and it's a pretty powerful little combination that I really like. Is it worth $139.99 for both of these products together? I think so. That may sound a little steep to you, but you have to compare to like that snap-on light that I was talking about before. That light, while being a corded light, a fluorescent light that is a little bit more bright power output level than this is, it's corded. So I'm always worrying about tripping over the cord or pulling it off the hood. The brackets that actually hold the tube to the actual underhood bracket are horrendous, cheap little pieces of plastic. And that's a snap-on product that cost over $200 when it was brand new. So at $139, I honestly think this is a pretty good little product setup here. As always with my product reviews, there'll be links in the description down below to these products if you want to go ahead and pick them up for yourself, whether it just be the underhood bracket, the light, or the combination of the two. Those will be listed in the description down below. As always, those are affiliate links that do support this channel. Doesn't cost you anything more, but I do get a little kickback from those links if you choose to use them. All right, folks, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please go ahead and drop it a like. It really helps out. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of this light? You gonna pick one up for yourself? Do you have an underhood light that I should check out? Let me know in the comments down below. Get subscribed to keep up to date with all the Hot Rod Hippie content. I got a lot of new stuff coming in 2020 just around the corner. Get subscribed to keep up to date with that. Thanks for coming around, folks.